light super stock tractors. Get started with the Outlaw. First Boyce. So we get a spec out of Madison, South Dakota. Anybody here from South Dakota tonight? Driving a case, calls it the Hustler. All right, coming up on our mini rod or our turbo class here. Dwayne Feister on the cock shut, one piece at a time. You've heard that name several times tonight. He has been a busy fella running from one end of this track to the other. He'll be up. We're right after this. Light Super. We're ready to rock and roll. Light Super Stocks. Get back. The Hustler. Give that man a round of applause. He hung in there and went for a wild ride. Looked a little light on the nose in this announcer's opinion, so he may not keep that hook. But man, is he having a good time tonight. Give Dennis Beck a round of applause. Good night. Here we go, Dwayne Feister, watching your time. Good pull for Dwayne. Not going to quite get it done here tonight. We'll get you just a second. 296.44. 296.44 for Dennis Beck and the Hustler. He's going to make that decision. He's going to keep it. He's going to put it down and come back. All right, Dwayne Feister, this is the 277 and 39. 277, 39. So our winner Bob Pontier on the Farmall M was our winner. We're going to move into our Outlaw Pro Stock 4x4 class. On this slide. You see him moving the sled around. If you see the man down there holding the cone, each of these drivers can set the sled wherever they want. They set that cone down, the sled will back up to the cone. They can position it anywhere they want, left or right on that track. We are going to get things set up and we will be rocking and rolling with some big block Pro Stock 4-wheel drive pulling action. .44, the mark to be 296.44 on the grandstand side, on the spectator side. Dennis Beck. All right, he dropped the hook. I assumed that he would. So he turned it down. He'll be back in the number 6 position as the option puller. Now, I'm guessing, Josh, you might move some weight from one end of that tractor to the other, the Hustler, after that pass when he comes back for his option. Though I'm guessing it might be a little heavier on the front the next time around. I tell you what, that tractor, it hustled, it shimmied, it shook, it walked the dog, it did everything but lay down a smooth, straight pass. I guarantee you he's going to be trying to improve on that run. Looking at Alan Over, for Mark Over. This will be
many Ulmers we're pulling in. It's okay to get them mixed up every once in a while. Mark Ulmer, 2020 point champion with this tractor, Illinois. Out of Meadow, South Dakota. This one's burning alcohol, ladies and gentlemen. You'll see a mixture of alcohol and diesel in this light super stock division. They must run a tractor, transmission, and rear end. No component rear ends in this light super stock division. 2020 point champ, Mark Ulmer, Illinois. Oh, buddy, look at that. Nice hook for Mark Ulmer. Got to walking just like Dennis Beck and the Hustler tractor. They get to bounce it from one tire to the other, back and forth. As they Bennett would say, they were walking and talking, and Mark Ulmer was doing just that with Eleanor.
I tell you what, those Ulmer tractors are definitely tough running machines. Every time they show up, they have got a shot at taking it home with them.
326.2, setting the mark, setting the bar high for the rest of the class. Your rating points champ, 326.2. Going to be a tough one to beat.
All right, we're looking to get our first pro stock out here. It's going to be the Ford of Marty Selman. Comes out of Garden City, Missouri. He calls the truck Rat Trap. It's a Ford, so they may be trying to get it started. I'm not real sure. We got any Ford fans out here tonight? All right, Marty coming out with the Rat Trap Ford. This class here, big blocks, 485 cubic inch limit. The engine must match the sheet metal. If you see a Ford truck, it's got a Ford engine in it. If you see a Chevy, it's got a Chevrolet engine, so on and so forth. You won't see a lot of Dodges in this class because of the disadvantage. The block they have to start with is the 440 or the big blocks that the Chevys and the Ford have. But it is a real fun class to watch. They will wind these things up and do their level-headedness to blow them up before it's all said and done.
Just want to point something out. You look at the location of the sled, where Marty is taking off there. He spotted the sled over there on the far left side. The pullers have that option. They can have the sled spotted wherever they would like in between the chalk boundaries of the track. Marty obviously walked the track, likes that far left side. He is the first puller, the option puller. We have any Ford fans here tonight? Ford people, make some noise. He was so far left, I think he wanted to pull on that other track. He was boundary on that left side.
I am telling you what, you see the rear wheels of that sled spinning like that, that means they got it hooked up and hauled. Waiting to get a distance on Marty, 318.06 for Marty Selman, 318.06 for the Rat Trap Ford.
Yeah, he's having that consultation there with the 300-foot flagman right now, whether or not to keep that up.
You're going to shut it off and talk about it for a minute here. They have to make this decision before they leave the track. The decision has to be made before the vehicle is moved off the track, whether he is going to keep the hook or turn it down and come back.
Ryan Boyce, Ottawa, Iowa, John Deere calls it under construction. All right, now you pull back on the throttle. He did not break the 100-foot mark. You see the 100-foot marker over there. Every puller has that 100-foot to decide whether or not they want to keep going or not. If they can pull back on the throttle before the 100-foot mark, we'll back them up and give them one more shot. Now, this tractor, I saw it in the shop back in December. it was in multiple pieces scattered around the shop where I saw it. As is a lot of the tractors and the trucks you'll see on here tonight. They get torn down quite a bit over the winter months.
All right, we just got the word that Marty Selman went 3:18:06 and turned it down. He thinks he can do better. He's going to come back number 6. He's gambling the track's going to come to him a little bit, work some moisture up, come back and see what he can do. So we're going to write that distance out to the side, and we'll compare to see if he makes it better or worse.
Yeah, I tell you what he's thinking right now. The Pro Stock 4-wheel drive class, they run on DOT tires. These tires are tires that they would buy at a tire shop. They cannot modify them anyway. They can't cut on them or anything. They have to be exactly as they came out of the mold from the tire manufacturer. But this Pro Stock 4-wheel drive class is well known for what we call building a road. The track will get better at a night full. The track will get better. When the sun is out and it's dry in the track, and that's not always the case. The track will sometimes get worse as we go on. But I'm sure Marty's looking. There's already a little bit of shade on that track. And he's thinking, you know what, I got to drop 6 spots. This track might get a little better, and I know there's some serious heavy hitters behind me in the staging areas ready to come after me. So let's just do this again. So he turned that pull down. Now that pull is gone. It's deleted. You can't change his mind at this point. The next pull he makes as the option puller is the one he has to keep. I want to thank Case IH, a global leader in agricultural equipment, with a network of dealers and distributors committed to working with their customers, providing agricultural equipment, flexible financial services, providing the most powerful and reliable equipment to meet today's agricultural challenges. If you're looking for a new tractor, a new piece of agricultural equipment, visit CaseIH.com or visit your local Case IH dealer.
All right, we got Ryan pulled back to the start line here. He's going to work things over. Look at it, try this again. He had a couple problems with this tractor at the end of last year. I believe the last pass he made down the track was in Mexico, Missouri. If I'm not mistaken, he come apart on him about 150 foot. So he may still be dealing with that issue. We'll see what he can get going here. Coming out next on the 4-wheel drive side, we've got Bronson Gibbons out of Riverdale, Nebraska, with the Raz Ford. Another one of these Ford big blocks. Getting down here, getting hooked up, see what he can do. Everybody's going to have to be shooting down that 318 mark that Marty threw away. They all know that he went that far, threw it away. Going to come back, think he can better himself. So they all know they're going to have to really stretch it out here, give it all they got. We got green on the track. Here we go.
It has a lot of RPM, but not as much tire speed as we saw with the rat trap for it.
Little 79 Ford Bronco was working his tail end off there and just never could get it hooked to the track.
Ryan Boyce has got to make it count this time. Under construction. 253.14 for round pass. 253.14. Give Ryan Boyce a round of applause. First look for that tractor after getting it back together after the long winter. Not in the cards for him tonight.
All right, next out on our Pro 4-wheel drive class, we've got Chad Mears in the bad news out of St. Joe, Missouri. Really, really sharp little Chevrolet here. He'll get her back in there and see what he can do with the big sled. They seem to be having some problems out to about 200 foot, getting everything hooked in and working for them. So we are going to see what the bad news truck can do. This thing used to be a super modified four-wheel drive with a stretched out wheelbase and a blown motor. They took it in this pro stock class a long time ago. They've been doing a lot of good with it.
Pretty tough running Chevrolet right here. Interesting thing about this pro stock four-wheel drive, they, of course, I think Josh mentioned earlier, they run on gasoline. Q16, 116 octane VT racing fuel is run in these pro stock four-wheel drives. The RPM that they turn is phenomenal. These guys will turn up to, and some will turn over. Front. If we were to look at the measurement where the flag is, they set that flag to the